Ugh. Go figure, right? Let's keep trying here. Let's keep trying, keep trying. Come on, I'm almost out of my water. All right, there we go. That's working now. All right, can we do this now? I mean, that finally worked. Can we finally do this? I mean, it's just I wasted 5 minutes on this. Wasted 5 minutes to get this working. Anyway, so be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. And it's like this morning I went for a walk in the woods as always, and it's definitely a wake up call. I mean, it's every step is a reminder that power doesn't live in yesterday's pain, or does it live in, nor does it live in tomorrow's purpose or tomorrow's pressure. It lives right now, right here, in this moment. That's when it lives. Because see, what happens is people, we all have gone through our own storms. We've all gone through our own seasons. We've all gone through challenges and all sorts of yuck and stuff like that in our life. And that's a challenge in itself, right? But the thing is though, is the thing is you've owned those stories. Hey Beth, you've owned those stories. You've owned those challenges. You've owned those scars that you went through. You've owned the opportunities. You've owned the problems. You've owned how you've managed to get past the challenges. You've owned all that. And well, now it's time to stand up. It's time to win. And I like using that phrase. It's time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. But you know what? Most people wake up already behind. They wake up behind on bills. They wake up behind on their dreams. They wake up behind on their confidence. They wake up behind on their healing. But the truth is, people aren't behind. They're just not present in the now. They're focused on the past and they're not really focused on the present. Or they're too focused on the future that they're not focused on the present. See, presence is the great equalizer. It's the great reset in all essence. I mean, it's the great weapon that we all have. Because see, we can say we're going to do something. We can say we're going to do something all we want, but until we actually do it now, it's not going to happen. And we can try to sit on our laurels and say, hey, we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that, but it doesn't help us now. You see, I'll admit, when I go for my morning walks, I go and I do some serious thinking, and I'll do probably, heck, I'll not only are my feet going 2 or 3 miles an hour, my brain's about 2 or 3 thousand miles an hour. I mean, I'm doing 10 different problems in there, and usually that's when I realize that, hey, I need to do my talk for the day. You see, my feet were moving, but my mind was far ahead of me. And that's when I realized that you can't win battles that you're not standing in. You can't win battles when you're focusing on your past. You can't win battles when you're so far ahead of yourself. You can only focus on battles right now. Because, see, a walk is simple, it's one step after another. But life complicates it. Life will throw challenges in it. I mean, how many of you have actually watched some of those those infomercials about how they're training robots how to walk, and they throw something in the middle of the pathway for the robot to step on, and the robot kind of does this little, like, you know fall off the wayside thing, or they kick the poor thing, or they beat it with a stick, and the robot falls over or whatever. See, life does that to all of us. Life complicates our walks, and sometimes I get a kick out of those. Now here's a new one. Your live is not eligible for recommendations and is restricted in search results for the next 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. Reason: misinformation that may cause moderate harm. What the fudge does that mean? All right, go figure. We got people playing music in the background that's cussing and swearing. And me, I'm talking about training robots how to walk, and I get limited. Go figure, right? And case in point, this is one of those moments where life just throws something in your path. It's all right. I'll post this up on Spotify and we'll just keep going with it. People can try and listen to it on Spotify. And well, a walk is simple. Life complicates our walks because every step is a decision to keep going. And every breath along the way is a reset. And every moment is a return back to start over again. Because, see, when you walk with presence, you walk with power. And when you walk with that power, you walk with intention, you walk with identity. And when you walk with identity, you walk with awareness. Awareness that gives you authority. Because, see, your feet are already in the room. You just got to let your focus catch up. And this is where I look at the 3 A's. Anybody remember 3 A's? Assess, anchor, and act. Assess is where are your feet actually? What direction are you heading? I mean, where are you standing right now? Not where your feet say you're going to go, not where your feet were, not where your doubt says they need to go, but where are you right now? Because see, presence starts with honesty. You got to know where you're at in order to know where you're going to go. You can't you can't have you can't begin a journey without knowing where you're at. And once you know where you're at, you got to lock into the moment. You got to anchor. You know, and well, once you anchor that moment, once you anchor it, sorry, I had a, once you anchor that moment, you anchor your breath. You anchor your gratitude. You anchor that clarity. You anchor the truth that you're built for this moment. And once you have that moment built for you, once you anchor in that moment that you're there, that's when you can finally take that step. You can finally act. You can finally take that step and move with intention. Not a frantic run, not a scattered, you know, whatever you'll call it. Not a scatter scamper. And you don't have to feel overwhelmed about it either. You could be deliberate about that step. Because when you act from presence, you act from power. Now there is a fire in the present moment that doesn't exist anywhere else. Because what happens is that fire in the moment gives you the motivation to say, hey, let's get it done. Let's go. Because that fire is it's not in the past. The past is just a memory. You can't go it back in time. Trust me, I wish I could. I'd go back, make some changes. But I can't live in the past either. I got to focus on the future. But you can't live in the future. You can focus on it, but you can't live in it. Because if you live in it, that's imagination. You could only live in the now. And that's activation. Because the fire of the now is clarity. The fire of the now is courage. The fire of now is conviction. Because when you stand in the fire of the now, you stop negotiating with your greatness, the greatness that's inside of you, the greatness that you need to pull out, the greatness in you that is dying to come out of you. Sorry, somebody messaged me here, asked me a private question, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, I can help you with that. Scheduling a one-on-one with them, telling them how to get to my website so they can do a one-on-one counseling with me. Because see, when you stand in the fire of now, you stop negotiating with your greatness. You open up the doors for that to come out. And when you open up the doors for your greatness to come out, great things come back at you. You know, I've been on this kick lately about karma. What goes around comes around. When you try and give people hope, it comes back. When you give people blessings, it comes back. When you give people greatness, it comes back. Because nice. Cool. All right, cool. Nice. All right. Because you know what? When greatness doesn't show up in the future, it shows up now. Blessings don't fall in distracted hands. They fall into aligned ones. And when you're walking in blessings that you haven't even recognized yet, people think that greatness is a destination, but it's not. It's a condition. It's a spiritual frequency. It's a divine inheritance that comes on you when you give it out. Because you experience greatness in your resilience of being able to stand back up, and you're being able to take that next step, and you being able to drown and start over. Greatness comes in your endurance, and your ability to keep going when you're tired, and your ability to keep going when you're exhausted, when you're overwhelmed, when you're beaten and downtrodden, and you're about ready to give up, and you decide that, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm almost there. Because greatness is in your ability to rise again. And the fact that you're still walking, that's great in itself. Because blessings aren't just things you receive. Blessings are the things that you carry. Blessings look like strength. Blessings look like survival. Sometimes blessings are even just simple enough clarity that you finally realize what's going on. That you finally realize that there is something better out there for yourself. When you finally realize that you can have your dreams if you believe in yourself. Because see, you didn't just make it through the storms that you've gone through. You made it with your greatness still intact. You made it with your will still alive. You made it with your abilities and your belief and your hope that's still inside of you. Hey, Natasha. Because every morning when you go for that walk, every morning when I go for that walk anyways, it's a reminder that we woke up today, that we're still chosen, that we're still called, that we're still equipped for the opportunity to try again. Because somebody out there did not wake up this morning. Somebody out there is not going to wake up tomorrow morning. You know, and blessings are not random. They're strategic. Greatness isn't accidental. It's intentional. It came in you from the very first day your mommy and daddy had a dirty hula party. Because you're a winner from day one. Because the breath that you breathe in your lungs, the strength in your legs as you stand up, even if they are quivering, shaking, that's all a blessing. There are people out there that can't. There are people out there that can't breathe proper. There are people out there that can't stand. There are people out there that don't have a clear mind. The fire in your spirit is a blessing in itself. The desire to have something better in your life, you can do it. Your walk isn't ordinary. That's a divine evidence that something great is planned for you. And when you assess your identity Not the blessings that you're waiting for, and not the blessings that you're hoping for, but the blessings that you are standing in right now. Those presents, this moment reveals everything that you have right now that you need to be grateful for. And that lets you anchor in the moment, anchor in the truth that you're built for more. The reality that you're not behind, but you're becoming. Because see, God placed that fire in you because he wants to see you succeed. And that's where you need to move like someone who is blessed. Because blessed people walk differently. Blessed people speak differently. Blessed people decide differently. They expect things differently. Yeah, I don't know if you people believe in manifestation, but you know what? I believe when you pray for things hard enough and you vision them so much in your head, and when you act knowing that you will have that, you act with abundance in your heart, you will have it. You just have to reach out and take that step towards it and believe in yourself. Because greatness isn't loud. It's a steady step after step after step towards your dreams, towards your goals. It's not a drama fest. It's a consistent one drumbeat at a time. And it isn't about being on a stage, being seen. It's about being aligned with your dreams and your goals and your ambition and your purpose, your mission, and what you want to get across. Because the fire of greatness that's inside you is something that refuses to go out. As long as you have that dream, that spark, it'll keep you moving even when you're tired. It'll keep you believing even when you're discouraged. Trust me on that one. I get discouraged. Oh boy, do I get discouraged. And we all get there. We've all had that moment where this ain't working. It's not moving fast enough. We're spending too much money on this business. We've all been there. All of us. But you know what? That fire inside of us is what keeps us believing. It keeps us loving when we're hurt. That keeps us standing back up to try again. Because we know that those blessings will be ours. We know that abundance will be ours. We know that greatness will be ours. It's a cycle and you're part of it. You're in it. Whether you want it or not, you're in it. Because the thing is, though, is it's like a weathering pattern. You know, and we're right back at that reps thing. Everything repeats. It's a cycle. Yes, we're gonna get yes, we're gonna get yes, we're gonna get knocked down, but we're gonna get back up. Yes, we're gonna get enthusiastic over our dreams. Yes, we're gonna get overwhelmed. Yes, we're gonna try and get them. But then what do we do once we get them? Build new dreams. And we start over. And we go to the next level. Because see, if your dream isn't big enough, if your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. And once you get your dream, you gotta make another one. You gotta get a bigger one. You got to go that next level. Because you walk in greatness. You walk in blessings. You walk in abundance. You're walking in alignment. Your feet and my feet are all blessed. And we're all walking in the same direction towards our dreams, towards our goals, towards our future. Because you know what? Our presence is the doorway to those blessings. Our greatness is the proof of our divine alignment. And you know what? It doesn't really matter because we've all withstood more than people know. We've all owned more scars and more setbacks and more stories than people have seen. Now it's a time that we believe that we can win in a way that nobody can ignore. It's time to step up and keep stepping out of this room and into the next room and into the next room to make our next moves the loudest ones yet. I thank you very much. For more information, and to see other comments, other queries, other stuff like that, or to join my free school community, check out my bio. We have a free school community there. You can try and join. It is free. No payment obligations out there. Check out the bio. I appreciate you guys joining. You guys have an excellent evening. Thank you very much and have a great night.